Daily mortality is increasing, doubling if the trends persist to between 50 and 100 deaths per day between now and the end of February. To give you an idea of this in relationship to other causes of mortality, this would really put COVID-19 into competition for being the single greatest cause of mortality on a daily basis at that point, potentially larger than cancer and heart disease. It's already larger than virtually every other cause that we look at, but this will put it into the first position with very little opportunity from challenge. Now I'd like to talk about the new variant of COVID-19, the new variant of SARS-CoV-2, B117, and this is the variant that appears to be much more easily transmitted. We look at it as probably being about 56% more transmissible, but we're pretty confident that this increase in transmissibility, the ability for it to move around and infect other people, is at least 50% and maybe as high as 75% more transmissible. Fortunately, there's no increase in disease severity, and the vaccines are likely still effective. But the critical issue here is as case numbers grow, as that transmissibility leads to higher case numbers, it does lead to more hospitalizations, it does lead to more intensive care unit occupancy, and it does lead to more death. It's not an issue of changing the rate, it's really an issue of changing the overall number. Let me now talk about what this does to our modeling projections in terms of numbers of cases. Just advance the slide there, thank you. If the SARS-CoV-2 variant B117 spreads in the community, the doubling time for cases could drop to 10 days in March. Now, what you see here in the blue dots is a series of scenarios that we're running around the current variant of SARS-CoV-2, how its transmissibility leads to growth in cases. And you can see superimposed on that a black line. The black line represents what our models are predicting. And the blue dots represent all the different ways we've tried to run this scenario. As you can see right now, our models are functioning fairly effectively and doing a good job of predicting what the growth is. However, the red lines indicate the growth in new cases that would result from the new variant, B117. And you can see that if we've had one case introduced into Ontario in mid-October, even if there's a chance that 2/3 of any of these new cases introduced don't get transmitted at all, you can see that explosive growth in the red dots as the total number of cases take off, and the disease starts to get to almost near vertical growth in cases. The red dots obviously start to go vertical. The gray dots are the total number of cases, but you can see just how quickly that new variant dominates the transmission and leads to a much, much higher level of cases and a much, much faster rate of transmission.